and they pushed them all the way. They were magnificent.
They certainly did. At one point, Micah, you pulled that cap down on your face.
Well, it was credit to Cheltenham. They really were outstanding. I just thought as the game went on, they would start to tire a little bit, and the quality would come
understandably
through.
so.
And that's understandably. That's why playing League Two and Man City are playing the Premier League. But Tozen today was just incredible. It's one of the best centre-back performance I've seen for a long time. So, deserve a lot of credit.
Had a bit of everything. And another great performance was of Phil Foden of Manchester City, who scored that all-important first goal, of course. Here he is with Kelly Summers.
Phil, it was touch and go, but you got there in the end. Give us your thoughts on the team's performance tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit slow at times in the first half. But, it was all down to them. They played really well tonight and made it very hard for us. They sat in deep and had a good shape, and the pitch was a bit wobbly at times as well. But, in the end, I'm really delighted that we got the win. What
was the manager's message to you at half-time? Because they were more than giving you a game.
Yeah, he just said that we was playing well just to keep going, but some of the long balls wasn't working in the first half. It was just bouncing out of play. So he said try and keep it shorter, and I think we've done that really well in the second half and broke the lines with the passes, and in the end we got the goal.
For you personally, another goal, City's top scorer this season. How much are you enjoying your football right now? Oh yeah, I'm loving it, you can ask anyone, there's no better feeling than scoring. I'm just enjoying it at the moment, scoring a lot of goals, and I just want to keep scoring because that's what I enjoy. You've had to bide your time, but do you feel like you're really now putting your hand up and saying to the manager, you have to pick me week in, week out? Well, I suppose so. I'm playing well at the moment, but you can easily have a bad performance. So for me, I just want to keep improving and trying to keep on top of my games, because the best ways in the world, they're consistent every game. So I want to try and be like this. Finally, very quickly, I saw you with your arm around Alfie May at the end. I just wondered what you said to him. I said he's a great player. I think he's their most influential player. So I said you had a great game and your team done well today. Well, brilliant. Well, Phil, we really enjoyed that. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Speaks almost as well as he plays. We'll come to Phil Foden's performance in more detail later, because he was terrific once again. But another world first and foremost on Cheltenham. They came within about, 10 minutes of possibly the biggest FA Cup shock in all time. Yeah, they were just superb, Gary, from the very first minute. I mean, we spoke about them at half-time, how well organised they were. They didn't have that many chances, one or two, but then they came out in the second half, and we've mentioned Tozer, the goalkeeper Josh Griffiths needs a mention also. We mentioned Alfie May. We said about their threat from set pieces, and particularly that long throw that they have in Tozer. Yeah, and to a man, they were absolutely sensational for the whole game. Well, the long throw led to the goal, didn't it? Let's have a look at that first and foremost. Alfie May's big moment. Yeah, there's that guy Tozer again. I mean, look at the distance that he gets on there. We said that they'll get men into the box, 7 players into the box there. City go to sleep. They don't win the first one. When you don't win the first one, you've got to make sure you win the second one. Look at Alfie May. Look at Doyle. He's not on the half term. He doesn't know where he is, and he nips in there quicker, brighter than they were then, and they got the goal that they so well deserved.
It's a great finish though, just coasting in there. You're just switching off, and it's a big moment. This is what the FA Cup's all about. It's magical moments.
Team with Paul Gascoigne and Paul Scholes, two of the greatest midfielders around in my time. The way he handles the ball, his body position, his ability to pass it into the forwards.
It's one of the most exciting young English talents I think I've seen in a hell of a long time.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, Gary. He's so comfortable on the ball. The way he receives the ball, he can score goals. That pass, as a forward, when you're making that run, you want to know that someone has the ability to find you. And we saw it today again. I mean, that some of the passing, some of the dribbling. I mentioned those two midfielders, Gaza. I mean, the way he just glides past players that are confronting him, his close control, left foot, right foot. I mean, we don't mention the word potential anymore, because we're seeing this on a regular basis now, week in, week out. I mean, he's an incredible player.
But he's just the way he's got so much to his game. You normally have the players who can pass the forward ball, but he coasts in, he can play deep. He's played a lot of his games on the left, played a little bit more central today. He's got everything, he's got the world at his feet, and I don't like to put too much pressure on young players.
But we are.
No, but we have to big him up when he plays well, and every time he plays, he
forget about saying putting too much pressure on him. I mean, he's on the biggest stage now, and he's delivering. We've been waiting a long time, and Pep's been very patient with him, and rightly so. And you're seeing the reward for that now. He's putting in some magnificent performances.
Well, they call him the Stockport Iniesta, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Actually,
and you can see why. I mean, it sounds like a ridiculous thing to say, but he's got that kind of ability.
Just that
he's the guy that's changed the game for Man City tonight, because Pep got him further up the pitch in that second half. Pep got him, and he said after the game that he wanted to play those shorter passes because that's what Cheltenham would struggle with. But he was the one that got on the ball and dictated the game in the second half.
Okay. 2-1, Jesus. After you sort of sensed when they equalised, didn't you, that probably Manchester City will go on to win it in normal time, and so it proved to be.
Well, this will do the world for his confidence. Fernandinho in there with a great pass. We all know he's good at doing that defensive role, but just a defence-splitting pass here, and he just looks like he's onside here. Maybe we looked at that.
I think VAR would have looked at the heel of
the heel,
the defender.
But yeah, it's a great finish, and he's had a difficult time. He's been playing someone on the left, some up front, and he just do the world for his confidence, because you need that as a striker. He
needed to do that. He needed to put that in the back of the net, because he'd missed a big opportunity before that when he went through and he put it wide, hit the post, which was a great chance for Manchester City, but he needed that goal.
Yeah, 3-1 after that, which is a bit unflattering, really, a bit flattering on Manchester City, I should say. And really,
it's just the timing again. You know, I mentioned that they would tire, and this is where the quality comes through. You know, we've sung the praises of Cheltenham, but you know, in the end, Manchester City's quality shone through. But you know, they can hold their heads high because it has been amazing.
Yeah, that's what they did better in the second half. I know they left it late, but they're short passing, they're 1 and 2 touch football, and if you do that, particularly at this level, then that's when teams struggle.
It certainly did at the end. Ben Tozer, man of the match. I mean, our toes are freezing up here, but Tozer was hot on the pitch, that's for sure.
He just did everything, didn't he, Alan? I mean, he was look at this for a goal line save, you know, to put your head
Fantastic.
there. It was absolutely incredible, and he didn't deserve to be on the losing side tonight. You talk about positioning, he had that. He had the leadership. He was always talking. He definitely can play, and it's no disrespect to Cheltenham, he can definitely play at a higher level after this performance. He's always in the right position. He passed it out when he needed to. He kicked it long when he needs to as well, and I was really.
This is the great thing when ties like this are drawn, is that it gives these players and the manager an opportunity to showcase their ability against the big boys. I mean, and what a performance that he's put in today. I mean, he's had the game of his life. Not only has he defended really well, saved one off the line, threw himself.
He also got them really worried, and so much so they were worried about him nicking a few yards again.
Yeah,
like
and absolutely, and rightly so, because another 5 or 10 yards further forward, then you know where that ball's going. And Pep was saying that with the goal they conceded, that he felt he nicked 10 yards further forward in doing that, so he didn't want that to happen again.
No, he certainly didn't, did he?
It shows he cares. You know, we talk about the FA Cup. They want to win these competitions. It's a special cup, and you know, it shows you how serious they take it.
Yeah, but because this game had everything today. It was everything that is great about this competition. The smaller club give the big boys an almighty shock today. They held their own, they played really well. The manager set up and changed his formation slightly to go in against the big boys, so he deserves a lot of credit also. So it was a great game for us to watch.
Well, let's hear from Michael Duff. Here he is with Kelly.
Michael, so close but yet so far. How tough is that one to take?
I don't know where it's tough to take. It's super proud of the players. Said before the game we wanted to try and affect the game in a positive way, and I don't think we deserved the third. You know, that's harsh on the lads, but that's what they do to teams. They're world-class players. They move you and they move you and they move you, and you know, they've scored 3 in the last 10 minutes, I think it was. But I'm incredibly proud. To you know, the players that they brought off on the bench probably tells you something. So the way they celebrated the goals probably tells you something as well. So I think they'll know they've been in a game. So did everything that I asked, really, other than you can see in the game out. But like I said, they've done that to better teams than us.
You told me before the game that the long throw would be something you utilised, and to what great effect, nearly a history-making goal. I imagine at that point you thought this can't be going much better.
I thought that after about 10 seconds, because they should have been 1-0 up after about 15 seconds. I thought this could be a long night. So the lads grew into the game, they gained a little bit of belief as it was going along, and I thought we finished the first half quite strong. We had 2 or 3 chances and a few knockdowns didn't quite go our way, and obviously the goal, it's a threat. There's no doubt about it. We've got lads that want to go and head the ball. We've got the trajectory of the ball that comes in really flat. So we knew we had to pick our moments to try and attack, and the clock turned 80 minutes, I think it was, and we're still 1-0 up, and you start thinking, could you? But unfortunately it wasn't to be.
It has been a remarkable run overall. We spoke to your chairman at half-time, and he said you've lost about £1 million due to COVID. What has this cup run done, not only for your team, but for the whole football club?
Well, I think it's essential. There's no money coming in, so every pound coming in is probably worth 10 or 11 in the normal sort of times. So the fact that, like you said, I'm delighted for the club. Lots of hard work goes on to get these type of games. They don't come around very often. So from people like the groundsman, you had the world-class players playing on his pitch. The board all get to enjoy it. Obviously, it's a shame because I think the place would have been bouncing. So that would have seen you through in the last 10 minutes. I'm not so sure, but the players deserve every bit of credit. But the key is enjoy it. These don't come around very often. But we're back to work Monday. We've got Oldham at home on Monday, and that's what I've just said to them. I said we've got to go and kick on now. No good, the fanfare. You guys are all going to disappear. All the fancy advertising boards are all going to